Hi guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry. So I'm super excited. We're gonna do some salsa today. I went out to the garden this morning and uploaded a video on that yesterday, but well, I uploaded it today, but when you see this, it'll be yesterday. And I got to pick tomatoes and peppers and just enjoy the morning outside with my dog and my morning coffee and answering messages from all of you guys out there that subscribe to me. And I want to take this moment to say thank you to everybody. I never ever dreamed in a million years that I would have the blessed following that I do have. You've been a real blessing in my life, and I just want to thank all of you. There's some of you that I communicate with every single day, and I appreciate you. You always leave me some kind of uplifting message and make my day just that much better. So anyways, thanks you guys. And we're gonna do salsa. Now, I'm not gonna follow a specific recipe. There's thousands and thousands of ways to make salsa, but I am very cautious and careful about how much acidic content is in my salsa. If I don't feel like it's acidic enough, I'll go ahead and pressure can it. And the fact being is, pressure canning tomatoes makes them better for you. It's the one vegetable that becomes better for you. You can research that. Especially for men. So we're gonna can salsa with the vegetables we got out of the garden, and I'm super excited to take you along for the ride. I hope it inspires you to stay along. If you like this video, somewhere throughout the video, you give me a thumbs up, share it on your Facebook page, maybe even add it to your favorites. I appreciate all the support. All right guys, let's go do this. Okay guys, I'm glad you came along for the ride, and we're gonna get chopping and dropping, and I need a garbage bowl right here. So let's keep the garbage bowl out of your view. But so I'm gonna put garlic and onions and, oh my gosh, tomatoes and squash and all kinds of peppers. I've got Anaheim. I've got jalapeno, I have serrano peppers. It's gonna be delicious. So I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna try to not drag this out for you guys too long, because I know some of you don't like the long-winded versions. Apologize for that, but it's kind of how it really is in real life. It is long-winded, and it's a long process. So we're going to get this garlic done. And I want a fair amount of garlic. I really do. I love garlic, and it's so good for you. So we've got a few large heads of garlic, and I just take the knife, give it a good whack, so the skins will come off. And I'm wearing gloves for a couple of reasons. I'm getting ready to do some jalapenos, and I really want to be clean with this process. My hands are clean, but I don't want pepper, essential oils from the peppers passed onto my hands and then onto something else. It wouldn't be good. So, okay. We're just gonna, and getting these oils all over your hands sometimes. So I'm using my food processor, and I just threw a skin in there, darn it. For this, it's easy. I do not skin my tomatoes for this process. It never bothers us to have the skins on. They end up so small and cooked away, and I really think there's a lot of nutrient loss in the skins, but that's just me. You guys can, if you want to blanch them and skin them, you can do that. I'm not opposed to that at all. Ball Canning book has a few really good recipes in it, and the methods in which how you should can them, how long you should process, all that. So I recommend you go to that, either that website or get yourself a Ball Canning book. If you're a beginner, And I err on the side of caution whenever I'm canning. I don't want anybody sick. It could be a deadly mistake. So, never had a problem in the, let's see, how long have I been canning? Since I was about, with my mom and my grandma, but on my own since I was in my 20s. So, I'm not gonna date myself, you guys. I'm just gonna have to guess. Okay, cutting it. You cut the woody end off of that. I don't want that in there. And then, here we go. Probably should have already had these peeled, but a little chat time. Okay, so that's the last of that. And I don't know why, but I tend to make my salsa, it's by sight and by taste, because I will have to taste it at some point. So I put my garlic cloves down into the food processor, put my garlic skins in the garbage bowl, so move those out of my way. And then I start on the peppers. Now I've already washed all these vegetables. I've got a few over here on the counter I'll have to rinse if they end up going into the mix. Serranos, yum. The serranos are going to have some more heat to them, and I am not going to seed these jalapenos. I'm putting them in just how they are. Seeds, the membrane inside. I want a spicy salsa, not unbearably, but I do want to taste the peppers. So, and I don't want my peppers to go to waste, right? And this is a big bunch of tomatoes, so let's stop at that, and we'll put a few serranos in there. And how about 4 serranos? Yum. Serranos have a different flavor than the jalapeno as well. Every pepper has just a different rating on the capsaicin scale, and it just is wonderful to have at your disposal. Now this Anaheim chili, I'm going to go ahead and take that pithy part out, because on sweeter peppers or peppers that don't have the heat, that doesn't carry heat, it carries bitterness, and I don't want anything bitter in this. So I'm just going to do a big chop down on that. We'll put that in the chopper, and now we're looking at my bell. It's so cute. I love my garden. I love watching all you guys' garden updates too. I just watched Bear Preppers this morning, and man, she has got a ton of food and seeds, which is amazing. That's awesome. Quite an incredible woman, actually. She's one of the women I really admire here on YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, maybe, and get it. I just pulse it, because I found if you put it on solid without turning it off, it ends up pulverizing too much, and I don't want it soupy. So just take a peek. Okay. And that's how that goes. And this usually makes a mess. Just saying. Okay. Ooh. It smells so good already. So I've got a stainless steel bowl over here. I've used plastic before. I don't think that matters, but stainless, you can definitely get it clean, and you can actually use a bleach solution on it or a vinegar. It doesn't end up porous. Okay. So I've got that in there. And that's about, 2 cups of peppers, and I'm going to be brave here and have a taste of how hot those are. That'll give me an idea what I need to do here in a minute. Now mind you, if you get a bite of garlic, it's going to be hot too. So I just got a little bit of pepper on there. I don't want to burn my mouth. Woo, baby. Those are warm. Okay. Okay, I think we got enough peppers for now. Oh, Lordy. Okay, here's a red pepper. These are so sweet. And it's just good to add some sweetness to the mix. That's gonna stay with me for a while. Good thing that's all I ate. Oh my gosh. Okay, again, make sure that that pithy white part is out of there. I don't want that in any part of my dish. And here where I still see it, I'm just gonna take my paring knife and carve it right out of there, okay? And then just making it smaller so the processor can chop it up. Okay. Gonna add color to the mix. And then my tomatoes, oh, look how beautiful. They're just gorgeous. I just kind of come in and core them a little wedge out of there. Every tomato is a little different, how big their core is or how hard it is. Romas tend to have a really big core to them. This is a little Roma. Let's see what he's got going on. And definitely a dryer, but you can see the core there. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm putting it in. And then I hand inspect because I'm doing every tomato. And there's a blemish kind of on the skin part. It's not into the meat of the tomato, but I'm gonna cut that out. I don't want that in my salsa. You really want to use the very best your garden has to offer. Now I've got a split on this one. Some people would say don't use it, but if I was gonna eat it, which I would, I'm gonna eat around it. The split has not invaded anything. I'm not gonna throw this tomato away. And if you would throw it away, then that's your deal, not mine. My chickens will love the scraps from today. So see, the rest of that tomato is gorgeous. Now I want a BLT. So I'm gonna do one more tomato and then we're gonna pulse that. And then I'm gonna turn you off for a while and get the rest of this done up. Delicious. These tomatoes look amazing. Making my mouth water. Wow. Okay. And again, I just want it roughly chopped up where you can scoop it onto a chip easily. Because when I add vinegar to this, and I just make sure there's no big chunks in here. If there are, I take them back out. So we're gonna dump that in. And there you go. That's how I'm chopping my salsa. I even have a little green tomato that I think Sage helped me with that one. So now I'm gonna start mixing, and I'll be cutting up tomatoes here. I am gonna chop up, just so you know, I am gonna chop up this zucchini and maybe a yellow squash in this. It's delicious in salsa. So I'll be back. The first colander of tomatoes is done, and I'm getting ready to chop that up. I've got my yellow squash. This colander now is full of the cherry tomatoes, the little heirloom cherry tomatoes, and I wanted to show you these. These are absolutely wonderful, and I love them. They have, this one's a good example. Let's see. It's kind of green on top and then just a pink blush. They don't get red, but they are delicious. This is an heirloom cherry. And the little yellow ones are very tart and acidic. That's an heirloom as well. Very prolific too. So I already chopped up the zucchini. I do have a bundle of cilantro here that's going into the mix. Let me dry my hands off really good. And I've got 3 medium to large onions. One's white and the other 2 are brown onions or yellow onions, whatever you want to call them. I haven't quite figured that one out. Although I know when you go to the store, some stores here in our area, A yellow onion could be 48 cents a pound, and a brown onion could be 20 cents. So I always buy the brown ones when I get that. I think these were yellow onions, but. So I put the zucchini in here as well. We're gonna see how many, how full this bowl gets with the rest of these tomatoes, which will take us a little bit of time because the cherry tomatoes are, there's a lot of them. And I like to split them in half. At least you don't have to core those. And we're gonna chop our onions. So I just take the onion skins off, cut them in quarters or eighths, however you want to do it, to make your chopper happy. And get those chopped up as well. And we're almost to a point we're going to start tasting, and then we'll start adding our acidity, the vinegar, because I do add either red wine vinegar or some kind of, I'm going to use apple cider vinegar today. Just chopping in onions. I'm going to go out to the garden and get some parsley as well. I like lots of parsley in my salsa. Take a peek at your onions, make sure you got them fine enough. You could use, for all of this, actually, if you wanted to, you could use the Vidalia chopper. I just think this is quick and easy, and yeah. And I don't have to dirty a couple things because the tomatoes really need to be done in this, in my opinion. And that's exactly what it is, my opinion. So now we're gonna start, oh, looking at the color. Looks like the Italian flag right now. Ooh, it's really pretty. It's starting to come along really nice. Let me give you a look-see of that. Hold on for the ride. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so I'll be back as soon as I'm doing something else. I'm putting one yellow squash in here, so I have one of the round zucchini, and I want some more heat, but then I had second thoughts because I tasted this. It needs some heat to it, but I'm going to reserve these peppers till after I do my surprise visitor for my salsa. And then I'm getting ready. I gotta go purchase a stock pot, a big one. I just, you know, I make do with what I have, and my big one got taken over for another purpose, and I don't want to use it for cooking, so there you go. But I'd like to have a nice stainless steel. You can get the cheaper aluminum ones, but I don't feel good about cooking with aluminum. I don't know about you. So this is fresh parsley. I just picked it. Probably the equivalent of a nice bundle, and I'm just chopping it up real fine. It's gonna get cooked down and be delicious. Oh, this makes me so happy. You guys don't even know how happy a girl can be. Okay, I'm gonna take this over to get that rinsed. Kind of a clean as I go kind of girl, so I don't like letting stuff sit on utensils or anything else. And look at that. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to bring you in for a look, because we're getting ready to get the other spices in here. Okay, so first what I'm gonna do is I've got what, 3 serranos, a whole jalapeno, and I'm gonna put, and I debated about this, but I love chipotle peppers in the adobo sauce, and all it is a smoked jalapeno. So we're gonna put some chipotle peppers. I'm gonna let the adobo sauce kind of, I want all of that. There's no possible way I'm using all of these in this, so I'll probably only, for this big batch of salsa, we'll start with 2. A bunch of that adobo sauce. And then I'll just put these in a little container, and next time I do pulled pork, I will throw that in to my pork roast. It's delicious. Okay. You gotta get that squash. Okay, anytime. So I will probably, because of the size of the pot I have to cook this in, I will probably do this in batches. So there's what that looks like. Now we're gonna bring this over and get that. I don't know if I can do this right-handed or not, but it sure smells good without getting my spatula stuck here. You can smell the chipotle. I just love it. So I'm gonna take that blade out and really scrape this down because I'm done with the food processor at this point in time. Yum. Okay. Now I'm gonna start adding in my spices. Wow, that just smells incredible. Okay. And just because I want to make sure I've got enough heat going on, I'm going to give this a good stir around the pot here and give it a taste, and then we're going to start adding our spices, see if we need anything. Wow. Okay. I can taste that fresh cilantro and parsley. It's delicious. Little background and smoky depth from the two chipotle peppers. It's absolutely perfect. I don't think it needs to be any hotter. So I'm going to omit those jalapenos, and I'll take those and seed and core them, and I'll have them as jalapeno poppers with dinner. Because seeded and cored, those jalapenos are not hot at all. They're delicious. I've been chopping them up over my salad. Maybe I'll even do that. Because I've got bags of them here. Serranos and chilies. Yeah. So I'll put those back in the fridge. Yum. Oh my gosh, that is so good. So now what I'm going to do is I've got to spice this up and make sure I've got the right amount of everything in there. And so what we want, I'm going to start my rings and lids and my canner. We're only going to cook this on the stove for a little bit, and then we'll can it up. I also am going to grab 2 limes. I'm going to grate these down. My dishwasher is telling me it just finished. I'm going to actually zest these 2 limes. If I had more, I'd do more. I'm going to zest the 2 limes. I'm going to add lime juice, salt, pepper. I've got some bottled lime juice here as well. Probably a good 1/4 cup of lime juice I want. Between the fresh and the bottled. Okay. Salt, gotta have salt. It brings out the flavor of the tomatoes. It doesn't have to be a ton. I'm using pink salt. And I know a lot of us use pink salt out there. They've got it everywhere now, so everyone can buy it. I buy mine at Costco. I used to buy it at Trader Joe's. I bought it there for years, but I actually like the Costco brands better. It has more of a mineral flavor to it. It's really delicious. And the whole grinder is recyclable. So, Okay, pepper. Grind until your arm is tired, like mine. Okay, and then I want a few, this is the smoked pepper flakes, even though I don't want any more heat. I like that smokiness it lends. So we're gonna do that. Good teaspoon, maybe 2, of celery seed. I know that sounds weird, and I'm not claiming this to be any authentic Mexican salsa. This is just salsa I'm making today. It's not any, you know, this is authentic Linda's Pantry, not authentic anything else. So I'm going to add some apple cider vinegar to this mix. We're going to start with a cup. Oh, I smell the apple cider. I love it. I love apple cider vinegar. Get the lime down. Let me give you a break until I get this done, and then I'll bring you right back. So I've actually added a teaspoon of cayenne. That gives it a little bit different pepper flavor. I'm adding another, this is my second half cup. So total 2 cups of apple cider vinegar, which adds a really interesting depth of flavor. I love the red wine vinegar, but I like this as well. It just adds something. And so now you know when we put it on the stove, it's going to get a little watery. So to change that, I feel happy with the acidic level. I've got the squeeze of 2 limes, their zest, a 1/4 cup of lime juice, 2 cups of vinegar, and so, but to thicken it up, I'm going to use my tomato powder. Just about, oh, it only takes a little bit, like 2 heaping tablespoons should be plenty. It'll add that rich tomato flavor, and it'll thicken it up with exactly what I want. I also, very often I'll use paprika to do that. Any of those powders, see, it already got a little bit thicker. So now we're going to get it over on the stove, and we're going to cook it for a while. So, okay, I'll take you over there and we'll watch, see what's going on. Looks beautiful. Let's look. Give you a real look at what it looks like. Yum. That's a big bowl too. How big is that? Let's see what it says here. How many cups? I think it gives you measurements somewhere. Oh, it's probably Chinese. No, I don't know. Oh, it is, this is 6 quarts, so it's 8 quarts. So, that's a lot. Okay, good. We're going to have a canner full, or 2. All right. This has been simmering. It barely fit in this pot, so obviously this holds 8 quarts. This is the bottom to my double boiler, and it comes in really handy. I'd love to have a big stock pot like a few of the other YouTubers. So I brought this to a boil, turned it down to let it simmer. It's been simmering for about 20 minutes. My husband called. I haven't talked to him in over a week, and so they're having a good time. No bull elk yet though. Okay, so what I want to do is get this a little closer to the party, because I always tend to make a mess, and so, ouch, these jars are hot. So you've got hot jars. You're gonna fill these jars within an inch of headspace, and I'm gonna water bath can these for 15 minutes once it comes up to a boil. And what we do when we open these, oh, I wanted to tell you first, sorry. I did add 4 heaping tablespoons of ground cumin, whatever you like to call it. I love the flavor. Okay, so now we've got that. I've got my napkin that's been soaked in white vinegar, or you can use cider vinegar too. My jars and lids are over here simmering away. It's hot, not boiling. And you're going to put this on finger tight. Take your jar lifter and get it in the bath. And then you can wait for the other guys. So I'm going to do all of these, and I'll bring it back when I'm a little further along. But what I was going to tell you, is that when we open a jar of this, I will maybe add some fresh diced tomato, like a cherry tomato diced up real fine, and a couple scallions, some green onion there, and it makes it feel fresh again, and top it with some fresh cilantro. It just, or even I'll add some fire roasted corn. Just depends on what mood we're in. It's great to add to a big pot of rice for Spanish rice. It makes quick, easy work of that. So, okay, we're gonna get this last one on, and then I'll bring you back. Smells amazing. It's gonna make a lot, just so you know. All right. Then after it water baths for 15 minutes, I'm gonna take the lid off the canner. It'll sit there for 5 minutes and rest, and then we'll come back and show you what we got. Okay guys, it's all done. I've got 8 pints right there, and I'll show you what else I got in here. I got some 1.5-pint size jars. Those will be when my husband takes them on a trip, or there's we've got company, we'll open a bigger jar. Sometimes I can them in quart jars. This is what I had readily available at my fingertips, already sanitized in the dishwasher, so that's what I used. And didn't have to go scrounging for any other jars. So 4 1.5-pint and 10 pint size. That would have been another 8 pints, and yeah, I could have gone out to the shed and got some jars out. That's what I'll have to do next time, and bring them in and sanitize them. But I think that's a pretty good first. Oh, I love it. It makes me giggle every time. I wish I could get a close-up. One of my subscribers got a cool close-up. Oh, I love it. So, of the lid just popping down. Anyway, so that's not a bad first canning of salsa. The onslaught has not quite hit us yet, but we'll be doing probably another batch like this of salsa, and then we'll move on to spaghetti sauce and marinara and all that, because we go through a ton. And then just even plain crushed tomatoes are absolutely wonderful on everything. We just go through so many. So I hope this inspires you to maybe think about gardening next year. Even if you don't have room for a garden, go to your farmer's market or the organic section of your supermarket. Everything in here is organic. I try not to buy anything that's not organic anymore, and then I certainly don't do anything I have not fertilized one time. I have not put any pesticides or anything on any of my food in my garden. So not even the grass clippings that go into the garden area. So I hope it inspires you. I hope it brings you back. And oh gosh, you guys, I wish you could come over for some chips and salsa, because I think I have enough. And I hope I see you next time. If you like this, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, share it on your Facebook page or hit that favorite button. That's a good button to hit. And I'll see you next time. Okay, guys. God bless.